we've got another unboxing. So this has some newer cubes and a couple other things that I'd want to get. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so inside the package we have a Tingman mat, which we'll get to first. We've got the new FC lube. I currently am going off of the prototype ones, so they look like this. These are ones I got at North American Championships. These are pretty good. I do like that I have two different options, but it will be nice to try blended option. Next we've got Square One maglev kit. Got business card, and finally we have the Aosu V7 double track. First thing we'll get to is we'll get to the mat first. Basically, I think we're gonna take our knife and just cut it right there, carefully obviously. Okay, this is a lot bigger than I thought it would be, so I'm gonna move that out of the way. Yeah, I really like the colors on this. It's not gonna move around. It's a good size. Yeah, I guess we'll do a solve on this real quick. Okay. This matches pretty well with my timer as well. And this is the V10 here, so we'll just do a hand scramble. This hand scramble is like kind of crazy. It's my first solve of the day, so. That turning was a bit locky at the end, and it's supposed to. So it's either my cube, the mat, or me. And I think it's probably me. This mat's awesome, so we'll keep this around for the video. And speaking of which, let's get to the Aosu V7 here. And disclaimer, this is not the first Aosu V7 I've tried. I've tried my friend's Aosu V7, and it's been really good. And I also tried Jacob Noak's Aosu V7. And I've also tried his Ouchpunk V6, which I might get at some point. So, box design is pretty good. And this is what the cube looks like. This is an explode version of it. Let's unbox it. Okay, so we've got the cube and accessories, so I'm just gonna get to accessories first. We've got this guy and this guy, don't know who that is. Then we've got a pamphlet, which I will not be looking at ever, and then the cube itself. And here we go. Smelling the cube, smells like China. Yeah, let's do some first turns. Okay, so right out of the box, I do like this cube. It's kind of dry, but also a bit fast. It feels really good out of the box, and outer layers feel amazing, but the inner layers somehow are like really fast. That is honestly like one of the common problems with like previous RF4s, because usually the outer layers are good, but the inner layers are a bit slow. So I like this. This is a good change. Our inner layers are actually fast, and we'll go ahead and compare quickly to the Aosu WRM. So V7, it's noticeably smaller actually, only by like a millimeter, but still a big difference. I do actually like that the outer layers are a bit bigger than the inner layers, and outer layers are alright, but inner layers are just kind of slow. And this cube is like 5-year-old tech, so I'm glad to get a change here. And yeah, overall this is really excellent out of the box, and it's actually like really fast. So we'll do some corner cutting tests. Just a little bit before that, it can pretty much do it. 2 layers like that. Line to line here, no problem. And then can go about halfway here, and that should be easy. A bit more than that, also easy. yeah, overall, corner cutting is pretty good, really stable. Magnets are a good strength. So yeah, let's try taking a look at the internal structure. Taking a look at the center pieces, it reminds me of the RS3M Super that came out about 2 years ago with that almost like that angled corner there, I believe. Yep, this has core magnets here, which is something Moyu hasn't done before, but something that I did like about this cube. But that's why it feels really stable. Immediately right out the gate, you can see there's a ball core in there, which this cube does feel kind of like there's a bunch of plastic, like there's no really empty space, which is actually good, unless it's like super heavy. But yeah, I really like the feel of this cube out of the box. I might leave it like that for a bit. Overall, I really like this cube. Okay, so I've had this cube for about 24 hours now, and first off, I really like it, and it is currently stock at the moment, but I did notice that as you like slow it down, these wide layer magnets feel a lot stronger. And keep in mind, this is a double track version, so it has 2 magnets for each like edge pair, which makes it like really strong. But honestly, my main takeaway from this is that it's definitely better than the Vin Cube, and honestly, the size difference is noticeable as well. Like this is line to line here, and if we get my calipers here, if we measure the size of the V7, it comes in at 58 millimeters, and if we measure the size of the Vin 4x4, this one comes in at 60. So this is 2 millimeters smaller, which if you're new to cubing, you might not notice the difference, but for an experienced cuber, 2 millimeters is like night and day difference if you're experienced enough, and it can really affect your times. The one thing I do wish Moyu did is they would include blank center caps, which X-Man did on their Tornado V4, which I don't have right now, but I do plan to get in the future. But overall, very, very, very solid cube. If I could like make the wide layer magnets just a little bit lighter, then that would be fantastic. But honestly, I just loosened the cube by about 45 degrees, and after that, it's just been fantastic for me. So yeah, hope you guys like this first impressions, and I'll do a more in-depth review next week.